Hello, it's Mr. Easton again. Happy New Year and welcome back to Math Help. We are working on section 7.6, which is mixed numbers and improper fractions. That's just two different ways to show things that are more than one whole. So you see right here we've got two mixed numbers. We've got 4 wholes and 2/3, and we've got 2 wholes and 1/2. And in this section, students will be turning mixed numbers into improper fractions, or on the next page we'll show how to turn improper fractions into mixed numbers. Now there are a couple different ways to do this. For right now it's going to be important that they understand visually how this works, so we're going to be drawing some pictures. Later on we're going to teach a different strategy, an easier way to do it, but it's important they understand how this works and why this works, and the way they understand how and why is by drawing it out. So we are going to draw a picture of 4 and 2/3. The way we do that is we draw 4 holes. So we'll draw out 4 boxes. And our denominator in this fraction is 3, so we need to split each of our boxes into 3 pieces. So we're going to go ahead and shade in our 4 holes. Now we've also got 2/3, so we need another box with 3 pieces, and we need 2/3 shaded. And so to turn this into an improper fraction, our denominator is going to stay the same of 3, and what we do is we just count how many pieces we have shaded. And so if we are counting, we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. So our improper fraction here is 14/3. And that's how you are going to do half the homework. It's going to give it to you in a mixed number, and you need to turn it into an improper fraction. We'll try one more. It's 2.5. So we draw 2 holes. Our denominator is 2, so we split our holes into 2 pieces, and we shade in our 2 holes. We also need a hole for our 1/2, so we're going to draw another box with 2 pieces. This time we're only going to shade in half of it because that's the fraction. And then once again we keep our denominator the same of 2, and we count how many pieces have been shaded. Got 2, 4, 5. So our improper fraction here is 5/2. So now let's go the other way. Let's look at improper fractions and turn them into mixed numbers. And it's a very similar process. You're still going to draw it out. Our denominator tells us how many pieces we need to draw in our box. So I'm going to start by drawing a box with 4 pieces. And I'm going to try to shade in 9. And the problem is I can't shade in 9 pieces, so I need another box with 4 pieces. Still can't shade in 9 yet, so I need one more box of 4 pieces. Now I go through and I shade 9 pieces. There's 4, 8, 9. And so now what I do is I count how many holes I have, which is how many boxes are all the way shaded in. There's 1, 2 holes. So I'm going to write 2 holes. And then I figure out what fraction is left, which is this right here. I've got 1/4 here. So I put 1/4 beside it. So 9/4 is equal to 2 holes and 1/4, or 2 and 1/4. Let's try one more. It's 11/8. I start by looking at the denominator. It is 8, so I draw boxes with 8 pieces. And I can't shade in 11 yet, so I need another whole box with 11 pieces. Or I'm sorry, with 8 pieces. And now I go through and I shade 11 pieces. So there's 8, 9, 10, 11. So I count how many holes I have. There is 1 whole box shaded. And then I look at this bottom picture and I figure out what fraction that is. That is 3/8. So 11/8 is equal to 1 3/8. And that's how that one works. So let's take a look at the classwork. It's going to look a lot like your homework, so it'll be important that you can see that. This was the classwork, and like I told you, you're going to have half as mixed numbers to turn into a fraction. The other half are going to be fractions you turn into mixed numbers. And so you just work through it the same way we worked through the other one. We have 1 1/8, so we're going to draw a 1 hole with 8 pieces, and we're going to shade all those in. Now we're going to draw a box with 1/8, and as you can see, you may be tight on space. If that occurs, just work on a separate sheet of paper and turn it in with it. So now we have 1 hole and 1/8, and we need to count how many pieces are shaded total. We've got 8 here. We've got 9. So our improper fraction is 9/8. So now we look at number 2, which is 1 3/5. We draw a box with 5 pieces. Draw a box with 5 pieces. All you need to do is draw a box and use 4 lines. And there's 5 pieces. So there's my 1 hole. I need another box for my 3/5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have 5 pieces. So I shade in 1 hole. I shade in 3/5. And I count the number of pieces I have. I've got 5, 6, 7, 8. So my new fraction is 8/5. Lastly, I have 1 2/3. So I'm going to quickly draw a box that has 3 pieces for my 1 hole. Draw another box for my 2/3. I shade in my 1 hole. I shade in 2/3. And then I count the number of pieces I have. I have 5 pieces. So my fraction is 5/3. Now, the next 3 are in improper fraction form. We need to turn into mixed numbers. So again, we just draw it out. I need to draw a box with 4 pieces because 4 is our denominator. I need to draw enough boxes so that I can shade 11 in. And I think we've already done this one, which is fine. So, there's 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I count how many holes I have. I have 2 holes, and I have 3/4. So that one's a pretty simple one. 6/5. I need to draw boxes that have 5 pieces. So there is 1 box of 5. I need another box of 5 so I can get 6 shaded. So I'm going to go ahead and stripe in 6 pieces. There's 5, 6. So I now just count how many holes I have, which is 1 hole, and I have 1/5 remaining, so that is my mixed number. And the last one is 13/10. So I will draw a box with 10 pieces. Start by drawing a box of 5 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Split it in half. Doesn't have to be exactly perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cut it in half. So now I need to shade in 13 pieces. So there's 10, 11, 12, 13. So I go through and I count how many holes I have. I have 1 hole, and I have 3/10 remaining. So that has been homework help for section 7.6. Good luck, and I'll see you in class tomorrow.